Hi guys, Darren from In-Depth Angler here. Super excited to get the Active Target transducer in the mail yesterday. I've been hanging for this one so bad. And that means today is install day. So I thought I'd do a bit of a video on how to install the unit, not in heaps of detail, but essentially how I'm going to do it on my boat anyway. So let's get into it. Alright, so once we've got it all opened, this is what you're going to find. You're going to find your Active Target module, alright? The brains of all the imaging. You're going to find your Active Target transducer, and then Ethernet, power, and some other bits and pieces for mounting the transducer, some different brackets there, which I'll run through mounting options later. We'll start with the module, the Active Target module. So the module itself, super basic, 3 ports on the bottom. One's for the transducer, one's for the Ethernet, which is where it then connects to your unit, whether that be a HDS Live, a Carbon, or one of the new Elite FS's. And then the third port is for fused power. Make sure it's fused. So first things first, make sure you read the installation manual. Some really good info in there, including some really good stuff on how you want to power it, because there's a few different options on how you can actually power the units. The modules need their own power source, obviously, so you need to do that. But definitely read it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and mount the module first. In my boat, I've decided to mount it under my side console, under my steering console. When you're mounting this, you want to pick somewhere that's secure, somewhere that's fairly well ventilated, and also somewhere that's going to stay fairly dry. So for me, under the console is a good spot. I've got my Sonic hub under there, and I've never had any issues with that either. So that'll be the place that we're going to mount this one now. Okay, getting there. I've just got the module mounted under the console. Happy with that. It's got power, and now I've just got to start running the Ethernet back up to the front where the HDS Live is, and the transducer from the front back to the module. So let's keep going. Okay, module's in. We've got power. I've ran all the leads, so the Ethernet cable and the transducer from the front to the module. Let's talk about mounts. So the Lowrance kit comes with a couple of different mounts. There is your shaft mount, which is for the trolling motor shaft. Okay, this is not going to work on a lot of the traditional trolling motors, as they need to slide through the steering drive and stuff, so that will only work for like the cable steer ones. And then the other option they provide is a mount for the electric motor itself, right down where the motor is on the bottom near the propeller. So that is the other option. I really think if you mount it on your electric, you're going to be at a disadvantage. It's pretty rare that conditions are good enough that you can be facing the electric motor where you want your Active Target to be looking. You know, you might have a bit of a crosswind, you need to hold the boat in that position, or you might be spot locked somewhere, and it just means that you cannot then use the Active Target to essentially scan some of the other spots. So this is where a separate Active Target pole, or a live sonar pole, comes into its own. And I'll run through some options for them now. Okay, solution number 1 is the DIY. I've been running this for about 18 months, and it's been really good. Just some heavy duty PVC pipe, repair couplings, ram mount, some hose clamps, and you can essentially use this to stow and deploy and use your Active Target transducer. So that's been really good, and like I said, a really good budget option. This year I've bitten the bullet and I've gone with a really high quality live sonar mount by Rob Payne Engineering up in Queensland. He's been making these for a few years, and I've always had my eye out for them. Yeah, super strong bit of kit, and this is what I'm going to be using now for my active target. Okay, so one thing I really like about the active target is how quick and easy it is to change modes. At the moment, this is in forward mode, where it's looking mainly forward of the boat and a little bit down. If you want to change it to down mode, it's just a simple undoing this one, moving that notch to that notch, tightening it back up. That's now in down mode. And then if you want to change it to scout mode, which is when it looks out in front of the boat, all you need to do then is adjust this one from notch to notch, and then this one to rotate it around, and there's another notch in there that you see. The notches make it really easy to make sure you're putting the transducer in the right positions. So yeah, really handy. Okay, so a little bit more information about the active target transducer. So it actually shoots out a rectangle signal, not a traditional cone one which we're used to. So it's 135 degrees long ways and 18 degrees short ways. So if you're in forward mode, it's kind of looking 120 degrees out in front and about 15 or 20 degrees back under the boat. But it's only shooting an 18 degree wide cone, or sorry, 18 degree beam in front of the boat. So to give you an idea, at about 10 meters away, that'll be covering about just over 3 meters of water. So if you happen to scan something and it's about 10 meters away, you know that there's a 3 meter window in front where it's pointing, that structure or that fish is going to be in, so you can then target it really accurately, which I think is quite amazing. Likewise, if we put it into scout mode and it's looking this way, you've got a 135 degree angle, it's looking this way, but 18 degrees that way. So theoretically it should cover a 3 meter water depth out in front of you, about 10 meters away. You should be able to cover the whole column and scan that. So again, there's so many applications I can think of where this is going to be handy for looking in front of the boat like that. Okay, so good news. I've got this message on the sounder. It says active target features have been enabled. So that's awesome. It's recognised the transducer, and we're pretty much good to go. Active target right there. It looks good. Okay, well that's about it now for me. It's all working. It's time for me to start tidying up all the cable, putting all the hatches back down, and just getting the boat ready. I'm actually going to go out in the water tomorrow and give it a bit of a test run. So I'll keep you guys posted how I go, and hopefully this video has given you a little bit of information about the active target transducer and how to install it, and any other sort of helpful hints. So anyway, hopefully I'll see you out on the water. Cheers.